your lightning's all I need, my satisfaction grows. You make me feel at ease, you even make me glow. Don't cut the power on me, I'm feeling low, so get me high. Shock me, make me feel better. Dun, 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 dun. Shock me, put on your black leather. Dun, 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 dun. Shock me, we can come together. Dun, 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 dun. And baby, if you do what you've been told, my insulation's gone, girl, you make me overload. Don't pull the plug on me, no, no, keep it in, and keep me high. Shock me, make me feel better. Dun, 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 dun. Shock me, put on your black leather. Dun, 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 dun. Shock me, we can come together. Dun, 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 dun. Come on. That's right, dude. In case you was wondering, not in case you are wondering, in case you was wondering, we is live. Everybody, live. Jumping, hopping, screaming, dancing, prancing about the neighborhood. Live. No, no. Let's put a little more light on the subject. There we go. That's more like it. Okay, everybody. It is good to see you again. Set everything up, and we'll now get into this next unboxing video.
I'm just glad to be here. I'm glad to have this opportunity. I'm glad to be able to share this with you. I'm psyched about this. Let me open this up. This is my Waterloo Lemon Lime Seltzer water because I'm a sober man. I love that sound. Kick this off properly and a drink to the next unboxing video. Oh. Okay. Excuse me. Let's get to it. All right. This should be, if I have my guitars straight, this should be a Cherry Burst Ace Frehley signature guitar. That's what it should be. And I've got two others over there. And I'm going to do separate unboxings for each one of those. They're both Ace Frehleys. So it's a total of 3 Ace Frehleys, and one of them's purple. But we'll get to that when we do the unboxing on that. This is supposed to be the 3-pickup Cherry Sunburst. And there's a little background to this, okay? And I just want to share this with you because it's important, and it explains why I'm drinking seltzer water. And that is, back in the 90s, I spent 30 years in New York City, and that includes all of the 1990s. And back around mid-90s, mid to late 90s, Ace Frehley came out with his signature Cherry Burst 3-pickup guitar. And I bought an Epiphone version of that. And I'm going to be just totally honest with you, okay? On the day that I went there to buy it, I bought it on 48th Street, just north of Times Square at the Sam Ash store. And they knew me there in that store. And I was friends with the manager. His name was Steve. And I went in there that day, and I was drunk, okay? I admit it. And I had been planning to buy this guitar. I bought the Epiphone guitar that day. I had a cream-colored pick guard put on the guitar before I took it home. And I also bought what was called a Marshall micro stack. Now, this isn't the little micro stack that you have today. This was two cabinets about this big and an amp, and the whole thing is about this tall off the ground, and it's got some punch. I think it was 15 or 20 watts, but you know, when you're in New York City and you live in an apartment building, you can't crank it up. You know, this was something that I didn't get to use very often, and I still have that amp. It's off in storage right now, but I bought it all on the same day, and I was drinking beer that day, and so I was under the influence, and I went up there and said, I'll take an Ace Frehley Les Paul. Can you put the cream colored pickguard on there, and I'll take that Marshall micro stack, and I put it all in a cab and brought it home. And you know, like so many of us in the guitar world, we buy a guitar here and there and so forth. You fall on tough times, and you wind up selling the guitar. And I wish I had never done this. I went to the Chelsea Hotel, and there was that guitar shop in the bottom of the Chelsea Hotel on 23rd Street, and I sold my Ace Frehley Les Paul and the case that it was in. And oh, I've been kicking myself for the last 20 years or so. I've been just kicking myself and saying, why did you do that, Michael? Why did you do that? Couldn't you find another way to deal with what you were facing at that time? And so I had since left New York City about 3 years ago and came out here to take care of my parents. And I'm sorry to say I lost my father in January, and I'm here taking care of my mother. And I'm in the garage right now. Anyway, I had bought my first Chibson off a website called Temu, T-E-M-U. And after I bought that first Chibson, I was just browsing the website for kicks and happened upon a listing for this guitar. An Ace Frehley signature guitar with 3 pickups. And I thought, oh boy, now I can do it right, because I'm sober. That's why I'm drinking seltzer water instead of beer. And it just struck me as because I sold the guitar, and I've been kicking myself all this time, and buying this guitar, it just felt like a way of correcting a couple of mistakes I made in my past. Like buying a guitar when you're drunk. It was a great guitar, a great purchase. I got a good price on it, blah, 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 blah. But the circumstances under which I bought it, you know, I was drunk, you know, and that's just not good. It didn't feel right the day I bought it. It was great to go home and stare at it and say, oh, wow, I have this Ace Frehley Les Paul, and I've got this great Marshall micro stack in the apartment, and it looked great and it felt good and blah blah blah. But I'm talking about hindsight now, when I look back on that and say to myself, you know what, you were drunk. And that just kind of, I don't know, it's depressing. It's a depressing memory that I bought it when I was drunk, and it's a depressing memory that I took it and I sold it because I came on hard times. And now is my chance to right what I did wrong. And so that's why I bought this guitar, and blah, 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 blah. No further ado, let's go ahead and open this up. Let's open this thing up and see what we have. This is my other buck knife. In the last video, it was the 50th anniversary buck knife. And this buck knife I bought after 2014. I bought this a few years ago, and the blade is definitely sharper, and it's just a good knife. If you're a knife guy and you know about buck knives, that's a good one right there. So anyway, let me put this here, and let's get started. See how it cuts right through the tape? Anyway, I'm 99.9% sure I bought this guitar on Temu. one more, one more. Can I get this in here? There we go. All right. What's the return address on here? California. Does that say Fontaine? Fontaine, California? Never heard of Fontaine. Anyway, let's see what we have here. The famous styrofoam coffin. It's been taped again in here. I can see and feel that. So let's go ahead and cut all this again, which is perfectly okay. I haven't received a damaged guitar yet because these companies are going the extra mile to make sure things don't arrive damaged. At least that's what I've noticed so far. Okay, let's lift this out of here. And sure enough, I can see right off the bat, we've got ourselves a Cherry Burst Ace Frehley Les Paul. I see an Allen wrench and no guitar cable. This is the second guitar in a row that I've had delivered here. You know, you watch all these videos on YouTube and people, they always say, oh, the cheap cable, I don't need that. And so you start thinking you're going to get a cable each time, and there's no cable in here. So let me just put this over there for now and lift this carefully out of here. All right. Nice. Very nice. It's kind of like going down memory lane. I used to look at this thing in my apartment in New York City and it was guitar lust. Total guitar lust. And that's what's happening now. And you know what? This thing's a little less heavier than I thought it would be. Let's see what we have now. Triple binding, precision with the toggle switch. Our knobs here are slow and precise. Let's feel these frets. They're ball in. They've been done nicely. They're ball in frets. Now they stick out a little bit, but that doesn't, they're not sharp or anything. I don't think any of these, you're going to cut my finger on. It's pretty smooth, to tell you the truth. And here's something else I want to show you. Can you see that right there? That's because of customs. They cover it up, and when you take this off, it says Gibson. See that right there? Gibson, Ace's picture, and the custom truss rod plate. That is I'm going to guess that's a plastic nut right there. But overall, does this say anything on here? It says LS Custom Shop, whatever that is. But as I'm looking at this, it looks like it's a very nice finish. I'm not seeing a lot of the flaws that people point out. Now there might be some kind of a little bit of a strange mark here and here and here. almost, maybe that's just from the bag that it was in. But it's not, it just looks, you can see, can you see this at all? There's sort of a mark here and a mark here, and it's very, very faint, and it just looks like it's residue from that bag. I might be able to just guitar polish that right on out of there. But here we've got the mirrored Gibson cover plate, and down here the Ace Frehley, and it's just kind of spectacular looking. Yeah, way out of tune. The fretboard is dry, and it very definitely needs to be treated with lemon oil or whatever it is that you use. There are a lot of opinions about that. But a Gibson headstock and Ace is looking good. And I just want to finish up by saying, boy, does it feel good to see this again and, you know, be sober while I'm looking at it. And especially, I want to say this, when I had my first original Epiphone Ace Frehley guitar, I have to admit, I was very impressed with the fact that the inlays were lightning bolts and it had his autograph on here. I'd never seen anything like that before in my life. I guess I had never thought it was possible, but why wouldn't it be possible, right? It's just an inlay. But this would take, it seems to me, it would take just a little more work to make that happen. Now, this does not look like actual mother of pearl. And let me show you. I'm going to grab the camera. And I'll show this to you up close. Let me come around here. There's the top. And you come down and you can see how the fretboard is, it just looks kind of dried out. I'm not sure if that's fake wood. I don't think it's rosewood. But you come down through here, and there's the autograph, Ace Frehley, and you can just see how nice the finish is on this whole thing. Just really shiny and beautiful, and just very, very attractive. Just like I remember the original one from the 90s. Yeah, it's 30 years later. I'm an old geezer. But I'm really happy with this. It just plain feels good. And we'll have to see about these pickups. You know, I might have to at least take this one here and put in, it's called a DiMarzio P100 Super Distortion. And I think maybe that's what Ace himself used. And this one, of course, was where the smoke came out of the guitar. And this one was not hooked up. And I might do that because I haven't learned how to do it yet. But I take this to a guitar tech and ask him to unhook the middle pickup, because Ace only uses this pickup and that's it. He doesn't use these other positions on the toggle. And that way, when he goes back and forth to the middle, it's a cancel. And that's how you get that dun 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 sound that he does. It's because this pickup is not actually hooked up. So I'm thinking about that. Anyway, I'm just really impressed with this. And I have to say this too. It looks better than I thought it would. And for that, I'm very, very grateful. Whoops, let me get this taken care of. Are we still rolling? Yeah, I think we're still rolling. So anyway, it's great to be sober. I quit drinking in 2006. So a number of years after I bought the original Epiphone, and then I finally had my last drink in 2006. And well, to be completely honest with you, a few years ago I accidentally had a drink. I was under a lot of stress when we were moving Elizabeth out here to Ohio. Excuse me, and I was in her house, and the realtor handed me a drink in a can, and I just saw a mango seltzer on it. I didn't realize it was hard seltzer. And it was just one drink, and it didn't trigger anything in me. I didn't have a second one. No real relapse to speak of, because I'm done. I'm done with alcohol. It's just not going to happen. And I'll just say it again one more time. It is so good. It is so good to be able to hold this in my hands and not be looking at it through the lens of buzz and alcohol. And, you know, my head's swimming around and just all the disorientation that goes along with drinking. Ace is sober now anyway, so it's just talk about coming full circle. And this is a circle of about, I don't know, 30 years in the making. So it feels really, really, really good. Let me check these tuners real quick. Not bad. There isn't too much play in them. They don't feel bad. Let's see. What's that say? I think it says Grover on there, but we all know they're not actual Grover tuners. So anyway, that's it. That's it. The Ace Frehley, Cherry Burst, Les Paul, and hey, you know what? I'm going to teach myself how to play Cold Gin, just for kicks. There are instructional videos on YouTube that tell you exactly how to play that song, and that's a mission that I have, to learn how to play Cold Gin on this thing. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next unboxing. All right, you know what? We're not done yet. I should have done this on camera, but I'll tell you what I did. I went and I have Fast Fret. You know what Fast Fret is? It's that string lubricant, and you can lube up the fretboard with it. Let me show you real quick. Let me just show you this. You see it already looks darker and shinier, and you can see how it's still wet. You can see the reflection there, and that's the lemon oil. And that's just to help get the fretboard in shape. And what I'm going to go ahead and do, I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but I'm going to take, let's see, where is it? Here it is. I'm going to take this guitar stand, if I can get it to open. Come on. I had trouble with this before. Oh, come on. Come on. This is old. I bought this in the 90s also. There we go. All right, it's open. And I'm just going to put this here and put the guitar right there. And I thought to myself, why not just throw this in for kicks? An added bonus, right? And that is this right here. This is not a Chinese knockoff. This is an actual Epiphone Les Paul guitar case. So, with no further ado, let's just go ahead and open. I got 3 of them here because I've got the other 2 Ace Frehley guitars. So let's just open this up and take a look at this thing. Because you know what? I don't want anything happening to these Ace Frehley guitars. I don't want anything happening to any of my guitars, but I I just wanted to make sure that these things would be protected, because I don't intend on buying them again. Now, is this going to come out? Yeah. All right. There we go. And this is it. It's black. And see right here it says Epiphone. And this came off of Amazon. It's a legitimate, actual Epiphone case. And I know you can buy fake guitar cases, just like you can buy fake guitars. But this is it. And I'm glad I got it. So, got one snap here. I guess we're going to go this way. Open this up, open this up, open this up. There we go. Anything in here? No. I see it locks. There's a little key here. Where's the lock? Here it is. There's a lock right back here. So let me go ahead and okay. Technical difficulties there for a moment. Nice, it's plush. Looks good. And this should fit perfectly in here. And you know what? It does. It fits perfectly in there. Just like a coffin. We're talking about the styrofoam coffin. Well, this thing fits perfectly in here. And it'll be nice and protected. So I'm real happy with that. And those two Epiphone cases are for those two guitars in this crowded garage. Those are two other Ace Frehleys. The one in the yellow is from AliExpress, and that's the Blue Sparkle. And this other one here, as it's labeled, is one of the purple Les Pauls. So we were going to do a different unboxing for each of those. This is the conclusion of the Ace Frehley Starburst, not Starburst, Honeyburst, Cherry Burst, whatever you want to call it. That's it, folks. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.